So this is a viewer's request. Had a request from Jay-Z's Journal, wondering if there was a way to only dye the sleeves of a t-shirt and not the whole shirt. Yes and no. You can try. It might bleed onto the torso, and you could try bleaching that back out. It's a lot of testing and trial and error, but I'll show you the general idea of how it's done. So this is a shirt, 100% cotton as usual. In this case it was soaked in soda ash for a couple of days. It was spun to a damp state and then it was fully dried. It's no longer damp, completely dry. That's to try and keep it to where it doesn't bleed into other wet areas like I would normally do. So let's go ahead and take this, do the usual flipping this inside out. And then to find the center line, I'm not going to go down the center like I normally do. Since we're just doing the sleeves, I'll just pull the sleeves together and work in. If you line up the seams, then it's usually easier to get it to match up. Okay. So I have that mostly flattened and lined up. Looks like one sleeve is a little longer than the other. Okay. I'm going to take sinew and we'll go ahead and do this along the line, the seam itself. I'm just doing some small accordion folds. Now that's a very thick part to have to deal with. So normally I would do this the opposite way and work on part of the shirt and not just the sleeves. But we'll see how this comes out. So I'm doing it inside the seam, and that slipped. And do this again. And I'm pulling that pretty tight. Okay. Go ahead and cut this off. Actually cut it shorter. And cut the underside too. And I'm not promising this is going to work on a first try, but it'll get you a general idea of what to shoot for. So I'll pull this back, and just so that it stays out of the way, I'll band that up some. And I'll probably put one more right here, just to try and keep that out where the dye will be. Okay, so we'll go with that. As far as the pattern, you don't really have much to work with. I'll go ahead and pull that back down. I'll actually go with just the straight accordion. Help this part along right here. And I think I'll go in with sinew. Go in about 1 inch from the last spot. And again. And again. And then one more at the tip. Just hold it together. You don't have to pull that part tight though. And we'll take that off to dye. Okay, so for this I'm doing baby pink, hot pink, fuchsia red, and maroon. I've got this taped off on the side like this, just to keep it tight. And I'm probably not going to dye past this one. If I do, it's just going to barely go over. Most likely I'm not. I'm going to take some hemostats so this section stays higher. So it'll keep the water from actually draining down. It won't keep it from being absorbed as much, but it will keep it from going down due to gravity. So let's go ahead and start. Okay, we'll let that sit until it melts through, which won't take long since it's crushed, and then we'll see what we do on the back side. Okay, the ice is melted on this side. Carefully flip this over. And push this down. And let's do the back side. I'm going to go ahead and do a little maroon on the tip, and matter of fact, I think I'll just work backwards, the opposite order of what I did going on the first side. And we'll let this sit for 18 to 24 hours and then do the washout. Okay, it's been about 24 hours. Go ahead and pull this out. Now this one you need to be careful on to make sure that none of the dye works its way back. Okay, so I'm going to wring this out. I'm going to take this band off. I cut this one just because it's easier. And then carefully remove this final piece of sinew. And we'll open this up to see the sleeve. Now I'll go wash this and we'll see if any more bleeds onto the shirt and show the final.